group has kind of come up with a situation, and I've kind of taken this from Dave's hand, is when you've got a problem, if the players are intelligent, or the characters are intelligent, it is highly likely that your elf with the 18 intelligence is has far more knowledge than the player behind the table.
Mm-hmm.
So if they succeed on some kind of check, you don't want to, spoon feed them the answer. You give them some kind of hint that can get them there. And, even if you have to hint, okay, you can get them there with enough hints without blatantly giving them the answer. It just, all right, let's Pictionary it for you. Can you work with this? I can't just straight up say, here's the answer.
Right.
And that's kind of the way our style has developed, so that you aren't just having that skill roll solves everything. As I've seen at the table, somebody literally drops a d20, I intimidate them. Okay.
How do you intimidate them? What are you doing? What are you doing that's intimidating?
I roll a 19. I intimidate them. It's like, I'm sorry, that doesn't work.
Throwing a funny-shaped rock on the ground does not scare anybody.
You have to at least give me something. And there are players who are blessed with role-playing abilities, and there are people that aren't. And when you have someone who isn't blessed with that ability, and they say something and roll well, you have to let it work. But if they don't do anything, I just can't let it go. It's like, give me something here, please.
I'm probably not playing with the person that can't do anything. That wouldn't be an enjoyable experience for me. Or if I did, I wouldn't be playing with them again.
We've had probably, over the 20-ish years that we've gamed as this group, we've probably had between 30 to 40 different people who have come in and come out. Sometimes it's a one-shotter. Somebody is joined for a short period of time. Other times the entire group is completely different, with only the two of us being its core. So we've had people who are up there and people who aren't. As we've said on our earlier videos, we've had people who were playing a bard who completely busted out into improv song at the table.
That's awesome.
And we've had characters who have done that. I intimidate with a 19. And expect that.
It runs the gambit. But back to dungeon crawls.
Back to dungeon crawls. One of the things I love to plan in my dungeon crawl is different encounters where everybody in my party gets a chance to shine.
Okay.
I want to have the traps that the rogue can solve. I want to have the monster that the warrior needs to beat down. I want to have the magical runes that only the wizard's going to be able to interpret. And I want to make sure I put the right combination of all of those things in there, along with an actual puzzle that my players, the people themselves have to solve. Not just, you're the bard, I'm going to have something that only a bard could figure out. And I like to leave hints along the way. So before they even get to that mental puzzle, they passed something earlier on that they had to make that intelligence check to notice. So they've already picked up that hint.
Okay.
So that way, by the time they get to that ending puzzle, they've got already in the party, they've got those pieces that hopefully they'll put together.
Okay.
And if they're not putting it together, make your roll, oh yeah, you remember the thing from before that you had to do. And
the thing that you saw,
The thing that you saw with the thing, and
That's good. I like that. Spoon feeding the clues throughout the quest.
Yeah. One of the things I love to do that's torturous to them is I'll give them, maybe they'll find a pile of gems or something. They're like, oh, we've got this great thing. Well, guess what? You've got to the end, and now you've got a freeze on the wall, and you can see that there's no eye sockets on the, empty eye sockets. You got to put the gem, you got to put the gem in there to open the door, and it gets eaten up by the magic, and then they're like, no, my treasure.
That's awesome.
So I'll feed them those little pieces along the way to get them through. So one thing leads to the next, and I just love planning it.
Hey, I hope you new DMs out there are taking notes. This is good stuff.
Well, we're learning stuff. I mean, this is good stuff, and that's one of the advantages of talking to new DMs, and that's one of the things that we're trying to do is, we all have gaming connections, and just because you have somebody who's joined your group, that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have a past group or that they don't have